And in this context, we have a special guest, New York-based political analyst Yhamir Chabur, who is going to be joining us to go deep into what is happening at this hour in Colombia. Hi, Yhamir. Welcome to From the South.
Oh, greetings. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to speaking about this very historical topic happening right now in Colombia.
Well, the justice system, as we could heard in breaking news, has declared former President Alvaro Uribe guilty. What do you think this means for Colombians after many years of uncertainty on what was going to be decided by the court?
Yes, so I feel like this is a historical moment right now happening amongst the Colombian people, given this ex-president, this ex-Colombian president, Alvaro Uribe Vélez, who was tied to narco trafficking, tied to paramilitary activity, did a lot of harm to Colombian civil society with the false positives, the false positive scandals being the scandals where he had people from the military kill innocent students and farmers and dress them up as guerrilla soldiers to make it seem that he was winning the war, the armed conflict against the guerrilla forces of the FARC or of the ELN, but he was assassinating just innocent, regular Colombian farmers. This is a person who has ties, historical ties to narco trafficking, even given his time when he was the mayor of Medellin and was closely connected to Pablo Escobar's Medellin cartel. So I feel that this is a historical win for the Colombian people that suffered under his regime during his time as the president of Colombia. He as well has been involved in a lot of in interventions when it comes to the neighbor Venezuela. This is very interesting and a very it's an irony or coincidence how he is now found guilty under these charges on the same day of the birthday of Commander Hugo Chavez, which where they were adversaries during their contemporary times. So yes, I feel like this is a victory and also a time for healing for the Colombian people and also the people of Latin America.
Precisely, speaking about the people of Latin America, what's the impact that this news is going to have for the region, taking into account what you just mentioned, that he was even promoting foreign interventions in neighboring nations such as Venezuela? What is going to be the general feeling?
Right, and also I forgot to even mention as well that he as well not just attacking Venezuela or having interventions with the neighbor Venezuela. He also attacked the neighbor Ecuador as well when you had the president Rafael Correa in power, given the excuse that the FARC guerrillas had a trench out in Ecuador. No, this is like great historical win for the people of Latin America of how like you have these far right presidential figures, whether it's in Uribe or also a Bolsonaro in Brazil, that he's also facing his charges, as well as you had Juan Orlando Hernandez in Honduras, demonstrating that they cannot just get away with what they get away with, or as well as that they soon are going to find justice in the courts. That people are not even after they're out of power, they're not going to get away with the injustice that they did during their time in power. They some of these figures believe that they could get away with it the way you had in Augusto Pinochet in Chile, or the Peruvian president Fujimori, Alberto Fujimori, get away with their crimes against human rights violations in their countries. This demonstrates a precedence that even when you're an ex-president and you did what you did during your time in power and violated the people's rights, there will be justice found. So this victory right here, this finding this ex-president who did a lot of harm towards the Colombian people, it is a victory for the peoples of Latin America.
And also, what are the consequences that this could have on the extreme right wing of the country that he leads, Alvaro Uribe leads, and also what are the implications that this could have for the history of Colombia in an eventual reaction, and also in this kind of criminal procedures?
Well, this would have, yes, a lot of effects on the right wing, on the far right in Colombia, as far as one of their main figure, like poster guys, Alvaro Uribe, um, now going down for the crimes that he did under his tenure. And this demonstrates as well that the time of certain political figures who are tied to narco trafficking and paramilitarism is coming to an end. Right now, under this government that Colombia has, of Gustavo Petro being the first leftist government, this has given space for reconciliation, but also for the rise of social justice. So as we see right now, this is going to have a reaction towards the far right in Colombia, demonstrating how one of their main figures has fallen. Yet that doesn't, it leaves a room for other figures to try to rise up and take that position. But yeah, this is also, this also damages the far right, and this, as well as it brings justice to those that were oppressed under the Alvaro Uribe regime. But as well as this is also moving forward for Colombia and the Colombian people to reach that goal of peace, because Colombia has always been a country that's been in a war, armed conflict for many decades. So this right here is a way, as well as a reconciliation moment for the Colombian people. And let's see, we just have to see how things are going to play out.
And let's talk about a little bit about the media and the role that it has played, especially the powerful media, the media of the establishment in the treatment of the judicial case against Alvaro Uribe.
Well, I believe the media, as far as this case goes, I can imagine that they seem to want to see how this whole case is gonna go and play out, and see what is gonna be the end results. Given that this is an ex-president that, regardless, like on top of his ties to narco trafficking and paramilitarism, he was also in his extreme violation of human rights. Also, like under his presidency, there was a lot of activists that were assassinated, social leaders. On top of that, he had connections with the West. He was a president that had connections with very close connections with the United States, close connections with the George W. Bush administration, as well as the state of Israel, as well as other far right forces, leaders in the world. So I can imagine right now the mainstream media is probably trying to figure out a way to defend Uribe and his heinous crimes. But right now the people, regardless of what the media says, mainstream media says, right now history is on the side of the righteous Colombian people who seek justice against this person who did massive oppressive things.
One last question, Yhamir. What do you think is going to be the impact for Venezuelans in this context? You mentioned this, Venezuela is celebrating a new birthday anniversary of Commander Chavez, and in matters of feelings, what's the impact that this news is going to have for Venezuelans, taking into account all the damage that was promoted by Alvaro Uribe, and also how could this be translated into a strengthening relationship with the government of Gustavo Petro and the government of President Nicolás Maduro?
So before answering your question, I just want to say that this news that I'm receiving as well, because I am a Colombian American. I'm born in New York City, but I'm of Colombian descent. So I'm as well as processing this news. I'm very happy for my people in Colombia. But just to answer your question, I think that this is gonna bring more of a connection, a tie from Colombia to Venezuela. Colombia and Venezuela are historical twins. They are sister nations. They are children of the grand Simón Bolívar, whose birthday was 4 days ago. This is more than ever gonna build more bridges of solidarity, I believe, between the people of Colombia under the government of Gustavo Petro and the people of Venezuela under the government of President Nicolas Maduro, who is celebrating his 1 year anniversary of his popular victory against fascism. But when we think about it, both sides uh, suffered under the tenureship of Alvaro Uribe Vélez, whether it was people being affected by the false positive scandals in Colombia, or as well um, the interventions by paramilitary forces in Venezuelan territory. I believe that you had a young Venezuelan um, congressperson that was assassinated I believe a decade ago by the paramilitaries. His name, I can't really remember his name. I think his name was Alexis Vivas, or I believe his name was, it doesn't come to mind right now. But um, yes, this right here brings a historical precedence for both countries, and I believe that this is also time, as far as like connect both countries connecting, um, as well as also both countries healing from this tragedy, and as well as just this is going to bring more of this Bolivarian connection, which is, as well as what the Colombian people also need to connect with other countries that were affected, like say Ecuador, um, who were also affected under the ex-president Alvaro Uribe's regime. So yes, I believe that this is gonna just strengthen and build this historical Bolivarian tide and connection.
Thank you very much, Yhamir, for your time hearing from the South and joining us in these moments of true joy for Colombians, Venezuelans, and Latin America as a whole.